Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Best Podcast. My name is Morgan. I go by Listfage on the internet.
What is up? I am Samuel. My tag is Moon.
My name's Kenny, and I go by Kenny Catchum.
My name's Vanessa, and I go by Queen Wavy.
And today, we're back to talk about the most exciting aspects of gaming. We're here from snowy Providence, Rhode Island. How have y'all been enjoying the snow?
Fuck the snow. I mean, well, that's a lie. Snow's cool, but just not this type of snow. This is the worst type of snow.
Wait, why?
Because, it's not real.
What?
Look, it will make
It's
sense.
the government snow. It's the fake snow, yeah.
All right, so, when it snows, what I expect to see is, snow everywhere on the ground. And I can walk outside, make a snowball, climb on the snow. I can do all that stuff. But this is the snow where it just rained before, so the ground's wet. So when it hits the ground, it just instantly melts, and then everything's slushy. That's just garbage to me.
It's the worst parts of rain combined with the worst parts of snow.
Yeah. I've thought about this for a while, because I stood in mud today because of this, and I'm not happy at all.
Well, now that Kenny's done talking about that type of not real snow, let me talk about my type of not real snow. It's all a lie. The birds are a lie. They're here to distract us from the truth.
Preach.
Also, I'm not in Providence, so I don't even get to see this fake snow. So how do I know you guys aren't fake too?
Wow, we could
You
be
know
fake.
what? This is something so real.
So true. It's like aesthetic snow. It's not really doing anything, but it sure is pretty.
Yeah, it looks nice on the trees, but then you take a step outside and you want to die. It's terrible.
Yes, indeedy.
I thought you would have thought, Sam. No, you're just taking a big old breath. Just gulping some of that good air.
I love breathing.
I mean, don't we all? It's easily one of the top 10 bodily functions, I think. Who wants to go first this week? Vanessa, absolutely. Go for it.
All right, y'all. So for my podcast snippet, I will begin by asking Morgan what my favorite movie is.
Oh, fuck.
Is it my favorite movie too?
Wait, it might be my favorite movie too.
Are we? Oh, wait. Oh, it's Spider-Verse, obviously. Come on. Easy. Easy shit. Easy shit. All right, no. Took me a minute.
Last Halloween, but yeah, I was Spider-Gwen last Halloween. It was so awesome. I literally was on a high the entire day. I really dreaded taking off the costume, and it was just it was incredible. But anyway, exactly. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That being said, I'm incredibly excited for Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is going to be a PS5 launch title in November, so very soon. For context, Miles is 1 year into the job of being Spider-Man and is working with Peter as his partner until Peter is called overseas with MJ as some sort of photographer. He is in Europe, and that's kind of irrelevant, but my snippet is actually just a collection of fun facts about the game that I gleaned from an interview with Brian Horton. So major spoiler alert if you're planning on going in fresh into the game, but I digress.
Wait, two things. Well, wait, who's Brian Horton? First question, I guess.
He is one of the developers of the game.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
he's responsible for the storyline and all that other stuff.
Okay, that's cool. Wait, what? You said in November?
In November, yes.
Shit. I gotta
it's coming.
I gotta cut down on some food. I gotta cut food. There's two games. There's one game
Tighten
out,
the belt a little bit.
a game came out today, and I didn't realize Spider-Man came out in November. Something has to get dropped from my money.
budget is a budget. Let's go. No, yeah, but fun fact one is that Miles is getting to know his new neighborhood in East Harlem, and that is a major theme in the game. He moves there from Brooklyn after his dad, Jefferson Davis, dies in action, and he and his mom want a fresh start. So getting to know and love the people of Harlem is, like I said, a huge component of the game and its activities. Two, his mother, Rio, is an example of what it's like to be a hero, but from a more approachable, average human perspective. His mother is running for a political position and puts her life in danger to protect and advocate for the community. So there's this juxtaposition of a contrasted comparison between a real human hero and then a superhero hero. And that's really cool because it's his mom. And who doesn't love a hero that is hero mom? All moms are heroes. 3, My third fun fact is that developers wanted to highlight the mentorship component between Peter and Miles, but also wanted to give Miles his own space to grow and flourish, which is probably why they send Peter overseas. So Miles can like figure out his things himself. And so this is where Genki Lee, his roommate, comes into the picture because he's the same status as Miles, or in other words, same age, same school situation, same ignorance, and he helps Miles by developing a really cool, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man app. So, what do you think this app does?
It's probably like crime tips. It's like this is how you get your side quests and stuff. Would be my guess.
Yeah, well, you just took my whole podcast.
Well, I guess we're done for today.
All right, good show, guys.
Yeah, good show.
Let's wrap it up.
Good start.
Yeah.
Good start.
I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, thank you so much. No, yeah, but it's an app that lets the people of New York interface with Miles directly. And so this actually goes back to my first point about Miles getting to know the people in Harlem really well, because the app lets people report crimes or contact Miles one-on-one, which opens up into, as Sam said, really fun side quests that have a continuing storyline that then build a side story going along with the main story. Now, the gameplay is reflected through a teenager's experience. So social media actually plays a role in the game and Genki's app specifically. There's also this character named Danica who's from the comics lore, who in this game is like a podcaster like us, in contrasting conversation with all that negative press of Spider-Man. This is part of that like normal Spider-Man plot concept where there's like many different press perspectives on whether Spider-Man is like a boost to the city or a nuisance. Guys, what are your thoughts? Are you for Spider-Man or against?
Personally, I am pro Spider-Man.
I am pro, but yes.
Okay, so you'd be on Danica's podcast, probably. Great.
Of course.
Lastly, and this is my fifth last fun fact. The villains are inspired by the lore, but they're remixed a bit. For example, the Tinker is like a lot younger and is like the leader of this villain group called the Undergrind. And that's all for my random collection of fun facts about this game, and I hope you learned something today. But yeah, definitely major spoiler if you were like, I'm going into this game to be surprised, and now you won't be. So sorry.
No, you won't be.
I know like two of my friends who are gonna get the game, they were telling me that like some new videos came out for it, and they said it looks really cool. I haven't watched them yet, but I was always going to spoil them for myself.
No, the videos are great. Yeah, the videos are great. I've seen a bunch on YouTube. The video I watched, the interview was like 24 minutes long, so you do realize that my piece is very well informed.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this game. I got the first Spider-Man. I don't even remember when that came out. Was that 2018? It's either 2018 or 2019, but I really enjoyed that game. So then when I saw the trailer for this, I'm like, it's Spider-Man but better. So I have to get it now.
Yeah, like cool Spider-Man.
Yeah, so this is sort of a continuation of the PS4's Spider-Man's universe. Is that my understanding? Okay.
Correct.
So with that being the case, like that was a super popular game. And having not played it myself, like I know that a lot of people's praise of it was just sort of how it reflected kind of people's perception of Spider-Man, right? You think of Spider-Man and he's swinging around, he's helping the little guy, he's going around New York, and like he has like an everyday life as Peter Parker, and then he also has to deal with like crime fighting in a variety of different ways. So I am a big Spider-Man fan myself, of the character, of the comics, of the movies.
You're pro Spider-Man.
I'm very pro Spider-Man. Like, I'll go on that podcast and shill for Spider-Man every day of the week. So yeah, I mean, what you were talking about with the app for Miles and how that's gonna kind of be that thing. I know that J. Jonah Jameson was like he was a podcaster in the original game, and like
oh yeah, not fun facts.
Is he still there?
What was the podcast called? Just the Facts. Just the Facts.
Just the Facts. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. And yeah, I think people liked touches like that, stuff that hadn't necessarily been shown in the comics, but kind of reflected the feel of what it is to be Spider-Man. And I think if Miles Morales is able to capture that feeling too, people are definitely going to enjoy this game.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I think there's a lot of new twists in this upcoming game, so people will get a little bit of that old game, and then also this is obviously a new game. Wow, very insightful, Vanessa. So yeah. All right, who's next?
Yeah, I'll take it up here. So I wanted to talk about my experience. I've talked about Hades a couple of times now, and you know, recently I kind of got into the speedrunning side of things of Hades. Now I haven't really speedrun a game before, but I am a big fan of like those progression of the world record speedrun videos that are on YouTube and stuff. And I've kind of watched a couple of speedruns of games that I like kind of casually. So I thought that I'd get into this. And it is a very interesting time in Hades speedrunning history right now because the game is pretty new, and whenever games are relatively new, like the kinds of categories that they have, the rules that they have, and the world records especially, those are just starting to settle down. So the big sort of main category that is associated with Hades is any heat unseated. So what that means is there are different difficulty sort of sliders that you can put on whenever you go into a run of Hades, and that's called your heat level pretty much. So any heat means that you can choose any of those. It doesn't really matter which. And then unseated means that there's a lot of random aspects to Hades, and especially the rooms that are offered to you. And so unseated means that you are literally just going in blind. You don't know what the randomness is going to generate for you, and you're just kind of dealing with what comes. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the game in its base form. You're playing it kind of as it's meant to be played, quote unquote. When I started speedrunning the game, the world record, because they measure it based on the in-game timer at the end of a given run, the world record was around 7 minutes and 13 seconds. It's about a week later, a week and a half later, somebody just pushed it down to a 6:17, something like that.
Oh, wow.
So there have been a lot of improvements, a lot of sort of, yeah, there's been a lot of sort of back and forth. And because of the random nature of this, there's a lot of time saves that can come just by having good luck with the rooms that you get as you progress through the game. So people are kind of theorizing that with really good luck, really good play, and building up your weapon to the best that it can be, that under 6 minutes is definitely possible. Maybe even under 5 minutes. That's a little bit of a stretch, but there's a lot of time that can be saved, and it's pretty exciting. It's pretty interesting. So this is my first experience with a speedrunning community. They've been very welcoming. They've been very cool, and yeah, it's been very enjoyable. Yeah.
Wow, I've never been part of a speedrunning community. I've actually never been part of a community at all.
Aw.
I'm kidding. I guess this counts as a community.
Isn't like Hades, you once you beat the game, don't you just like kind of play it again?
Yeah, so the way
have the right idea.
Yeah, so the way that it works is it's a roguelite. So each time you get sent back to the start, you have like a new. You can choose your weapon over again. You can choose sort of the item that you're equipping as you enter all over again, and then the kind of upgrades that you got throughout your given run, those are reset at the beginning. So yeah, so it's basically like the difference between a roguelike and a roguelite. In a roguelike, when you start over, you literally have nothing carry over from your last run. And in a roguelite, there are like tiny upgrades. There are small things that you can do to sort of improve your behind the scenes stats, your base stuff. Hades has some interesting stuff with that. It's like you get more revives, you can give yourself a little bit more health, maybe give yourself like the ability to do backstab damage, stuff like that. So it's considered a roguelite, but the difference is kind of minimal.
So is a speed run for Hades? You get to the start, and that's it, or is it you get to the start and then you have to do it again like a certain amount of times? Like what's considered a full?
Right. So and there's a few different categories, right? So in the any heat unseated, you basically just have to beat the final boss for it to be considered a full run.
Just like one time.
Right. So in that category, you're measuring the in-game timer from starting the beginning of that run to beating the final boss. there are a few other categories. So there are 6 different weapons that you can choose in Hades. One of the popular categories right now is any or all weapons. So how long does it take in real time for you to complete a run with all 6 of the weapons? And there's also another category called fresh file. So how long does it take for you to beat the game starting from the beginning with 0 upgrades, 0 anything, stuff like that. Yeah.
It's interesting how like for different games, like there's like I feel like there's so many different ways you can speedrun a game. Or that's not what I mean. Like games have different categories for speedrunning, you know?
Right. I mean, so just look at the speedrun.com, which is the main speedrunning site right now. So speedrun.com's
Speedrun.com.
Speedrun.com.
No, wait a minute. I'm doing some research. This is real. So, what? The Henry Stickman Colette? What? This is a thing.
Among the most popular games right now, Hades is, I think, number 6. If you're just counting franchises, it's like top 5 or top 10 or something like that. So you have like 2 versions of Minecraft up there as popular speedrunning categories right now, which you can probably attribute to YouTube or Dream to an extent.
Yeah, I've been seeing so many speedruns of Minecraft recently.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Like, to be honest, I haven't even beaten Minecraft once. That's also because I barely play the game. And now I'm seeing all these people like beat it in 3 seconds. I'm here like, bro, I can't make a stick. I need help.
I have also never beaten the Ender Dragon. Hey, do y'all want to go on and do like a world together, beat the Ender Dragon?
I need to get it for my computer, but I
Did you know, I'm on Tinder, that was their first line to me. They were like,
want to beat the Ender Dragon?
No, that's kind of stupid.
Also, I didn't know anyone that my hair was whack. I gotta put my head up.
I thought you could see yourself.
I went on the Twitch pages to monitor the chat, and then I saw myself from another perspective.
But yeah, I mean, if you think about what are really popular speedrunning games, like Minecraft's super popular right now, Super Mario 64 is going to be eternally popular for speedrunning. There's a Roblox category for Speedrun 4. I think there's a specific map, and that's what it is. Little bit weird.
Wait, what?
Number 4 right now is Cooking Mama 2, and that's because of Jaden Animations. Yep.
Cooking Mama.
Yep, there's
Speedrun Cooking Mama.
And then Hades is number 6. We just passed Celeste this week, which is another very popular speedrun game. So, I mean, Hades is rising up there. The mods had like a few days there where there were just so many new runs being submitted to where they were having trouble with like a backlog of all of them pretty much. So, yeah, me and my pal Stinzy, we got into speedrunning. He is number 17 right now. I am number 22, and that's just because last few days I haven't been able to run a lot. I've been doing a lot of studying. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of movement right now. Like that, my current time, my current like personal best time would have been top 15-ish, like literally 4 days ago, something like that. And so like, there's a lot of movement going on, a lot of new people submitting runs and things like that. It's pretty exciting. We just had a new runner get super lucky and play decent well. Their previous best time would have been like, barely top 20, top 15, something like that, and like their run at the time with all that luck got 2nd place in the world almost immediately. So, yeah, I mean it's super fun, it's super cool. I'm excited to be like kind of on the ground floor of this. I want to see where this goes.
So you just entered the speedrun community.
Yeah, I mean me and Stinzy were like doing some runs, having fun with the game pretty much, and like he showed me his best time, and I was like, I wonder how fast that would be compared to the best runners in the world. So I looked it up, and I was like,
guys, we're talking about 0%.
Oh Lord.
Disappear. Then it's just gonna be, but I swear, we're staying on, I'm not gone until I'm gone. Alright.
Yeah, so I looked it up and I was like, dude, you'd be on the board with this time, and he was like, dude, that's cool. So like we started learning it, and it's been a lot of fun. We learned like the strategies and stuff. We're in the Discord where shout out to those guys. It's really fun in there. They've been really helpful, welcoming all of that. So
Nice.
yeah.
I feel like I could never speedrun a game. Like, there's something fun about just going, like, just vibing, you know? Just like, yeah, like,
I don't know what that means, Kenny.
I would I don't know, take, like, Red, or, I don't know, like, in Spider-Man.
Red Dead Redemption?
I was gonna say, but yeah, I'll go with that. Like, I don't want to speedrun that game. I just kind of want to play with my horse, or just like randomly just run into a town, just like rob a store and then just dip. You know, like I don't care
Very
about.
honorable of you.
Look, I got the good ending, so I balanced my level of cruelty and goodness to make sure I could get the good ending. But
We all wanted the good ending.
yeah. But I feel like there's never been a game where I'm like, I'm just gonna do this. That's a lie. There's one game I did really fast because it was really bad. So I just wanted to get it over and done with. And that was Sonic Forces. And I didn't even finish it because I beat like 50% of the game in an hour because I never even played a Sonic game before. I just heard this was bad and I was like, oh, this is terrible. I'm just gonna keep going. And then I gave it back to my friend because it was his. It was like, I don't blame you.
Take it back. Take it back.
That's hilarious.
So
Yeah.
thanks. What's your topic?
My
Sam,
topic.
I cut
I was just gonna say, like, for me, I think Hades was the perfect game for me to like start speedrunning because, you know, I took it slow. I had a lot of fun with the game and pretty much 100%ed it by myself. And then like runs are like 20 minutes in real time. So this is something that you can sit down with for like an hour, hour and a half at a time, get in a couple of practice runs or whatever, and like I don't have to pick it up again. I feel like if it was a longer game, I would really just want to take my time, really sort of explore and stuff. I got Assassin's Creed Black Flag on sale the other day, and yeah, I mean that's a game where I'm just happy to go around in my pirate boat, pirating other ships and like swimming onto islands and just exploring everything that there is to explore. I don't think that I'd want to zoom through that game, so I think it's dependent on the kind of game that you're playing
My topic today also related to I guess PS1 and PS5 was like
Vanessa has died.
rips of Vanessa. The real one. Like, we have lost the real one, chat. Can we get some L's if people don't mind? Vanessa.
Pour one out.
The one that I wanted to talk about was like a couple weeks ago. I think it was like a couple weeks ago. Sony, but like I don't know if they released it on Twitter or no. People realized it because they tried to go on the PS4 parties, and they were like, "There's a message that said like, by the way, this call is like being monitored and stuff," and everyone freaked out because no one knew what that meant. And what we all thought first was that it sounded like Sony would just record your PS4 party the second you would go in. And that's what I thought it was too. So at first I'm like, I don't know if this is legal or right, because people say some dumb fucking things online in the online video game world.
Right.
And so lots of people got mad about that. And now today I wanted to talk about it, but I wanted to make sure I had all the information right. And based off of what I was reading, it sounded like it's not them monitoring the calls themselves, but actually you're able to now start a party and then record everything being said in the party. So if you want, you could like technically snitch on anyone. So like if someone randomly joined the party and then they just started talking shit and you were recording them, you can send it to Sony. And I don't know what Sony will do. I guess they'll listen to it and be like, well, this person is a bad human, and just just ban them from PS4 and PS5. But I know a lot of people are kind of worried about that because it's like a little invasive, but I also feel like it's super smart, and I want to get people's opinions. But for now, Sam, it's just your opinion.
Okay, yeah. So, break this down for me again, really quick. What are we looking at in terms of, I guess, privacy concerns above everything else? Because I think that's kind of the big thing here, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, keep going. I was just agreeing with the yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, looking at it, just thinking about, we're in an era where it seems like every day we're discovering something new about like our data being collected by this tech company. Oh, Facebook is actually able to see what you watched on your Netflix and sell you a product with
Wait, what?
No, I don't know, but something
I was
like
about
that,
to say,
something like
what?
that. Yeah, dude, would it be surprising? Would it be something like
I
that?
guess no. I didn't know.
But yeah, I mean, these companies are buying up so many things. We just heard that Sony's about to buy Crunchyroll for almost $1 billion. Like, are we really?
This?
That's a today thing. That's a today thing.
Today?
Mm-hmm. Sony is finalizing a deal to buy Crunchyroll for about $1 billion, and then they already own Funimation, I think. So like that might end up being a merger of some kind.
Wow, I did not see that one coming. I did not see that one coming at all this year.
So we're seeing more and more as the scope of what these tech companies own become larger. Like we're seeing more and more that they have their hooks in really a lot of different facets of our life, right? Yeah, I mean, hell, between Facebook and Google, I think that accounts for maybe 80% of the websites that I frequent. Yeah. Half of this, like 90% of the things on my phone. So I don't know. It's a little bit strange, and I think that people are right to be concerned about that kind of thing, because in a lot of ways, we as consumers are typically kind of criticized for just thinking, oh, they're providing this this service for you essentially for free, or maybe for like a really cheap price, and this is like server space for them and stuff. And so we're supposed to be grateful that all they're taking from us is our data, all they're taking from us is our privacy, something like that. And I don't know if I agree with that. And I think in the gaming community especially, where people are a little bit more tech aware, people are on average just a little bit more relaxed, If you're talking with someone on voice chat on Discord, something like that, like you're not going to be saying the same things you're going to be saying in a Zoom class on a Monday morning.
Oh no, I mean, I say nothing in a Zoom class on Monday morning.
Aside from that, if you're actually discussing stuff,
Yeah. But you're completely right, because I feel like, especially because, it's weird, because I've said a lot of stuff online, but in 9 times out of 10, it's like completely fine stuff. But like sometimes I'll just say something dumb, and that's normal. And I feel like every person who does anything in a PS4 party or Discord or anything like that says something dumb, and no one cares. And when people do care, usually they just like get hits from the group, because like that's really like that's the best thing to do. But I don't know if a system where everything could get recorded, if like one person was like, I'm just gonna record this and see what happens, I don't know if that's like smart, especially if like someone, I feel like it could be used in a really poor way. Like if you invited someone to a party and recorded it and started instigating it in a way where they make the first mistake, and like you were trying to like bait them into messing up, so then you could send it to Sony and be like, hey, look at this guy, he said this bad stuff, like get him out. And then they're like, well, yeah, you're right, like that'd be really bad,
Okay, so clarify this point for me. So it's notifying people that somebody is using the recording feature.
I don't know if it notifies people. Basically, when you go to like for PS4 now, before you join a party, it I think will tell you like, oh, this can be like recorded and
this can be recorded.
Yeah, And then as I was reading more about it today, it sounds like I think it's also more related to like PS5 as well, but it sounds like people are able to moderate and record their own parties in voice chats. And then after it's recorded, I guess they could potentially send it into Sony.
Yeah.
And like that could be safe for a lot of reasons and really good, but then for other reasons it could be really bad.
Yeah, so there's obviously two sides to this. I've talked about the privacy concerns already. I think the potential benefit is obvious, right? People are concerned about you have 12-year-old kids in a lobby and like here's this 20-year-old who's like calling them slurs or being a bully or making like an uncomfortable situation for maybe a girl in the group, something like that. So in that sense, being able to report abuses and yeah, people just being bad, being just saying bad language and like not saying stuff that is reflective of a good mindset. I think there's a benefit to that. I think the privacy concerns are legitimate, though. I think it's legitimate to say, hey, I want to be able to know if I'm being recorded. And there's some situations where I just want to be able to hang out with my friends and chat and not really worry about is this gonna get blown up on Twitter tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Is this gonna be used against me in some way? Like, obviously, don't say stuff that you wouldn't say to like people, but in person, things like that. But like, even then, stuff can be manipulated. Having sound bites, even of just like single sentences, it's there's the potential for abuse on that side of things is very high. I'll put it like that. So.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And also, is this gonna be with minors? Is this gonna be a feature that like is gonna be available in situations where minors are online and talking with each other? Because that also feels a little bit. I'm a little bit skeptical about that.
It sounds like like I said, it sounds like basically Sony only learns if like it's recorded if someone in the party actually records it and stuff. But yeah, like even with minors, that's like really bad. Like if it's a call between minors and only minors, then like honestly, they can probably all get themselves banned if one of them just wants to troll each other,
Right.
which is just like dumb. But like, hey, like I don't know what your plan was. Like you know what you're doing here, and then I don't know. It's so weird. I never thought something like this would happen or could happen because thinking about all the other consoles or any other way of talking, I don't think I've heard of other systems where you can have stuff recorded like that. But maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, like, I've been in Discord calls and I've been like streaming at the same time, and most like I try to make a point of letting them know, hey, you're on stream, or hey, I'm recording this right now, and stuff like that. And so like,
but even
I think,
like not
yeah,
like it's streaming, but more
yeah.
like is there because with this you're literally able to do it through the PS4 and then send it to Sony.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Like Discord is there's no thing on Discord where like do you want to record this voice chat and then send it to Discord itself? Like that's never been a thing before.
Yeah, so I would definitely say, hey, this is something that you should probably be telling consumers about, like when they are being recorded, not just that the possibility is there. Because I think the privacy concerns are legitimate. I think that, you know, if someone is being abusive over voice chat, like they're probably not going to care about the notification one way or another.
Yeah. They've already started.
Yeah, I would say that is 100% just something that needs to happen. Where if this is going to be a feature that is as easily as abused as it seems like it could be, you 100% have to just tell them that they are being recorded. So I think that's going to be extremely relevant, especially for a console, like a video game console. Kids are playing these things. Like having a company be in possession of a voice chat between like 13-year-old kids who got Call of Duty on Christmas or something like that. Like that just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild call to listen to if you have to listen to one.
Whose job is that gonna be? They're not gonna be paid enough.
That's true. Like, Is it like the FBI guy who's like staring at us through our webcams? Like, is that it's like that's kind of the job. Like you just kind of wait until it gets to like something sent to you or the computer's on. You're like, all right, well, let's see what happens today, and it can be a new adventure every time. What are you eating?
Uh, little snacks. I didn't have like a big meal earlier, so I'm like super hungry and need a little bit of brain food.
No, I mean that's smart.
Yeah.
I need to eat something too. I kind of want to get food from Thayer Street, but I also don't know how it is outside anymore. I don't want to go outside to test it out.
Be in that half snow, half slush situation.
Like, yeah, I mean, no, I don't think it's even cold enough for it to freeze yet. So it might just be all. Oh wait, it could be frozen. It's 31 degrees.
Oh
That's
wow.
kind of scary, actually. Darkness and black ice is not a good combination at all.
Oh yeah, sun's already set over there, hasn't it?
Is the sun? Wait, what time is it for you?
It is 5:41 p.m.
For what?
Yeah, time zones, man.
No, you're in the past though. That's crazy. Like, do you want to know what happens in an hour? Because I can
Does the
tell
sun
you.
set?
It might happen. I can let you know though. Like some crazy stuff's about to go down. Just so you better be ready. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Between you and me, no spoilers though. You know, like.
I didn't hear it from you. I didn't hear it from you.
Just,
Time police come knocking on my door, I'll send them the other way.
yeah, just send them back in time a little bit. You know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Classic situation.
Do you remember Gravity Falls?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I think about that constantly.
The time police or the show
the time
itself?
police. The show itself, great show.
Great show, yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolutely great show. I think for a 2-season run, like, has there been a stronger cartoon like on the planet? But holy cow, dude, the whole shenanigans with like the time police, that was some of the funniest stuff I've seen in media to me. Just because I love time travel shenanigans, and I thought that they kind of took that, ran with the concept, and turned it up to like a 9, not exactly a 10, but yeah, no, I just love time travel shenanigans.
Like, did they just like stop? There's that one guy who wore all gray. What was his name?
Blendon Blandon.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You know, like, what did they do? Like, did they just
So the
stop
time-
people from time traveling or something?
They wanted to prevent paradoxes, so like
Ooh.
this yeah, Dipper gets the time tape and he's just running around different time periods, leaving stuff that shouldn't be there. So like that's inherently a paradox. He drops a calculator in prehistoric times, stuff like that. So in the Jurassic period. Anywho, yeah, I don't know. That's just what I thought of when I said the words time police. Me, myself saying that. Setting myself up for this weird tangent.
I mean, now that we're talking about time police, though, have you seen a show called Umbrella Academy?
I have not.
It's kind of like this show about these kids who are born with superpowers and stuff, but a lot of it has to do with time. And now that I'm thinking about it, they basically have their own version of a time police, sort of, that like make sure that like events always happen no matter what, so that even if, like that means like, oh, this person needs to be in this location so that this happens, then they do that. Or it's like, oh, this person can't be here, and can't be here could be like maybe they have to die, or maybe they're just at the grocery store for some reason. But like, I'm just thinking about that now. Like, say if there's time police right now, and
how would you know?
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Like maybe they like delayed something today in my life, and I didn't even know it. And because of that, I'm making sure that we're still on the right timeline. Now I have to say, this is a terrible timeline. Time police. Like someone has to go rogue.
Is there real time fixers or like time police out there? People who are
supposed to make sure the timeline proceeds in a certain way because of all this butterfly effect shit. Like it's gotta be such a tedious job. You gotta make sure. Oh yeah, like freeze time right here. All right, let's move this butterfly over 5 millimeters to the left, and let's make sure. Let's make sure Kenny puts on the left shoe today instead of left shoe first today instead of the right shoe first. Like there's got to be like so much little stuff that you got to take care of just to make sure the timeline's in place. Like that doesn't sound like the most exciting job, honestly. Because you think about time police and it's like, oh yeah, you'd be like killing Hitler, dude, or like.
But that's the problem. It's like if you do that, like what does that mean after? You know, like that's right. One of the things in like Umbrella Academy season 2. If you haven't watched season 2 yet, then close your ears for a second. But the group in season 1, one of the characters basically has to try and stop the apocalypse, and they're able to do that. But by doing that, the main characters go back in time to when JFK dies, and like for some reason the apocalypse follows them, so they have to figure out a way to make sure the apocalypse doesn't happen again in the 1960s or whatever.
Gaster2Soul says, so Morgan and Vanessa couldn't make it. Morgan is not feeling super great right now, and Vanessa's laptop died. Volume's a little bit low, by the way. Hey Morgan, could you increase the volume maybe? Thanks, buddy.
I hope you're doing good, Morgan.
Yeah. Miss you, man. It's been a whole 40 minutes since we've last talked to you.
Audio boost.
I think
this precise moment in time for this timeline to work out, and that just sounds
you would like Umbrella Academy a lot, because that's like kind of lots of scenes are literally just like them. Like the time police in that world are all look professional wearing, like they're wearing suits and ties, and like there's literally one group that sits in a classroom and they just kind of like figure out like what details need to go right to make sure that just like I don't know, Jesse gets like goes to their piano concert in time or something like that. But like all this like in this show, because it's like bad and there's like an apocalypse, like everything's like bigger. But just thinking about it now, there probably are a lot of people working at that place who just need to make sure the most mundane things are going on.
Yeah, like the heroes of the office are the guys who get to like kick the assassin's gut away from them or something, and then like 90% of the office is just them kicking pebbles to make sure that they're aligned correctly. Yeah, man. We even think about butterfly effects as this zany Rube Goldberg machine where it's like, oh, you gotta like kick that can in the right position so that now this car has run over the can and now there's gonna be a big car accident or something. It's not even that stuff. You gotta go like 1,000 years before and realign this leaf plate.
What car accident involves a can? I don't. If a car
gets stuck in the exhaust, it gets stuck in the axle, something like that.
But you had said it hits the like. If a car can't run over a can, there's a bigger problem with the car. Like it should be in a car accident because shouldn't be on the road.
That's what the road on or like the car construction department's all about. Like they make sure like, oh, this metal was slightly misaligned so that even the smallest can would kick stuff out of place. I don't know.
Say if that was the test for a Tesla, like they make a Tesla and it's like, all right, here it is. You just got to run over this can. And if it can't, then they have to start over. That's it.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Dude. What is the timeline where Elon Musk just actually makes an Iron Man suit? Or what's the ETA on that? Because I feel like that's going to happen.
It definitely. I mean, it will, but yeah, I don't know when.
Like,
I could see it happening. I just don't know when.
yeah, what's the over under on that? Is it
Like, when do we actually enter the MCU part of the real world? You know, like when does that actually start happening?
I mean, they
Where,
based Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Iron Man off of Elon Musk.
but when does that start? Like when do we have people becoming Spider-Man and like Iron Man suits? Like when do we get to that era of time?
See, the thing is, if a lot of the MCU is built on the super soldier serum and like the attempts to recreate it, I feel like we
Yeah.
kind of would have known by now if somebody tried that in World War II, just with how many World War II history buffs there are.
But
So I
say
think
someone's actually stuck in the ice right now, just waiting, falling out, just like he's under the water, you know?
So there's like there's a secret
Yo.
arms race to recreate the super soldier serum
it
like
together.
happening. Okay.
Global warming equals Captain America. Think about that shit for a second.
Okay, no, here's how it happens, right? So you know how as global warming continues and the polar caps are melting and stuff, we're seeing more and more ancient viruses and ancient bacteria that had never been seen since before the ice age, like they're thawing out and stuff. So there's definitely a prehistoric hominid out there, not Homo sapiens, but like a prehistoric hominid out there. And they have like some kind of bacteria that makes them stronger than the average man, but they also have the brain capacity of a regular Homo sapien. Maybe not exactly the same, but you know, like Homo sapiens didn't even have the largest brains of any hominid. So there's some prehistoric hominid out there. They got like a bacteria. That's the super soldier serum. Captain America is a Neanderthal.
So you're saying we let global warming happen?
I mean, I don't think we have a choice anymore. I think I think we're irrevocably down that path. We're past a point of no return with that.
So we wait a bit longer, find them, and then we spread out the super soldier serum to everyone.
Oh yeah, so that dude thaws out. He goes to Iceland or something. He's just beating up these. He's beating up these dudes.
Beating up Icelandians.
And we got like the CIA pulling up, and they're like, "Yo, what's going on? Who's beating up these Icelandians?" And they take him in, and they create a super soldier serum based on his blood or something.
They just find out he's actually from Greenland and they just have beef or something. Like they're just like, wait a minute, it's one of these, and they just like throw them away, like, oh, a waste of time.
And we already have people who are basically able to recreate Spider-Man's parkour feats, right? All they really need, right? So like, and we can like the web shooters, our technology isn't that far from being able to make web shooters like that. So really, all you really need to be Spider-Man is like the Spider-Man climbing gloves, pretty much. We're pretty close to getting that too. Just get a nice workout routine and you're Spider-Man, buddy.
Honestly though, one big thing that we probably also need is spider senses. Like I feel like that comes in clutch so much for Spider-Man.
So it's a trained MMA fighter and parkour artist and rock climber. And that's Spider-Man.
That's all you need, yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah. So this is our final message to all you gamers out there. Get off your butt and go be Spider-Man, dude. Don't wait for Spider-Man Miles Morales to come out. You know how much that's gonna cost? Like a fraction of what it's gonna cost to literally be Spider-Man. So
yeah, Spider-Man Miles Morales $60, but being Spider-Man,
priceless.
Zero. Easy. Like, hey, you know what you get? You get the love of friends and family, and you save the world. You have those podcasters who hate you, but you know what? You don't care. You're Spider-Man.
Who cares about podcasters, right? Yeah. Podcasts are for the weak.
Fuck podcasts.
Anyway, thank you all so much for listening. This has been the Brown Esports Podcast. I've been Samuel Ray, or Moon, as the tag is.
And my name's Kenny, and I go by Kenny Catchin.
And we're very sorry that Morgan and Vanessa couldn't be with us all the way through. Hope that Morgan feels better real soon. This will be posted on Spotify whenever I'm done with my midterm, because I got that to take care of. But after that, this will be posted on Spotify, and we're gonna go back to doing this weekly, hopefully. So thanks, y'all.
Yep.